anything from yesterday? What are topics? Confusion. So let's start. Today's topic is very interesting topic and a sort of favorite topic for test makers. That is about consecutive integers. Am I clearly audible? And is my screen visible to all?
Yes.
So let's talk about consecutive integers. Consecutive integers are simply integers which are in the row or which are in order with only one difference between them. For example, we have 1, 2, 3. These are consecutive integers. We could have -1, -2, -3. We could have -1, 0, 1. So these could be positive, these could be negative, and these could be including both positive, negative, and 0. Okay. Okay, so there are some basic properties. You can call these a basic properties or some facts regarding the consecutive integer. The first one is the product of n consecutive integers is always divisible by n factorial. For example, let's suppose we have 4 consecutive integers. Take any 4 consecutive integers, any 4. For example, if I take 1, 2, 3, and 4, and if I take the product of these, this will be 24, right? So according to the property that product of n consecutive integer is always divisible by n factorial. If we divide this with 4 factorial, if we divide this 4 factorial, 24, and this is 24, the result is 1. So it is divisible, right? Anyone of you know about the factorial? Am I audible now? There was a network issue at my place, and that's why. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we're discussing the first property that the product of n consecutive integers is always divisible by n factorial. First of all of you know about the factorial. What is factorial?
Yes, factorial is the multiplication of the sequential number of that number. That is factorial 5. Then factorial 5 equal to 5 gun 4. 5 multiply 4 multiply 3 multiply 2 multiply
Yes,
1.
yes. For example, we have n factorial. This will be n into n minus 1, n minus 2. This will move till 1. Let's suppose we have 4 factorial. This means we are multiplying 4, 4 minus 1, that is 3, 3 minus 1, that is 2, 2 minus 1, 1, right? So product is 24. Okay, so we are asking that we have the product of n consecutive integer is always divisible by n factorial. We have 4 consecutive integers. If we take the product of that, that must be divisible by 4 factorial, right? Anyone got this first property?
If it is 5, product of 5 consecutive integers, so it should be divisible by 5 factorial. Is it like that?
Yes.
Okay.
It will be divisible by the total number factorial. Doesn't matter that is 5, 6, 7, or up to some any number. If those are 5 consecutive integers, the product divisible by 5 factorial. If 10, divisible by 10 factorial. Okay. This was the first property. The second property is if n is odd, the sum of n consecutive integers is always divisible by n. I will repeat, if n is odd, the sum of n consecutive integers is always divisible by n. For example, let's suppose we have 3 consecutive integers, 1, 2, and 3. If we take the summation of these, that will be 1 plus 2 plus 3. This is equal to 6. It must be divisible by 3. Right? If you have odd consecutive integers, the sum must be divisible by total consecutive numbers. This is for the case if n is odd. Now, if we see the other case, if n is even, the sum of n consecutive integers is never divisible by n. For example, let's suppose n is 4, and if we consider 1, 2, 3, and 4, and if we take the summation of these, this will be 10, right? But 10 is not divisible by 4. The result will be some fraction value, right? If n is odd, the sum of the consecutive integer will always divisible by n. But if n is even, the sum is never divisible by n.
But it will be divisible by n plus 1, no?
Can you repeat your point?
Yes, it is divisible by n plus 1.
Always it will be.
Maybe. Okay.
Plus 1
There
by
is a
n,
use
so-
of this property. There is exactly use of this property. That's what I'm saying. We will discuss a question and you will get to know that how this property can be used in the questions. Okay. There is one more property, that a set of n consecutive integers contain at least one number divisible by n. For example, we have again 4 consecutive integers. That could be 1, 2, 3, 4, or that could be 3, 4, 5, 6. Whatever those are, there must be at least one number that is divisible by the number and consecutive integer. The number which we are here, this is 4 consecutive, also 4 consecutive, but there one number that is divisible by 4, which is 4 here, which is 4 here. This is just an intuition based property. Getting my point?
Please repeat.
Can you repeat?
Fourth
I'm
criteria.
saying
I am
that-
a bit confused.
Listen, let's take any other case. If we have 3 consecutive integers, take any 3, just give me example of 3 consecutive integers. Any 3, any example?
7, 8, 9.
7, 8, 9.
8,
Okay.
7, 8.
Now 9 is divisible by 3. So there must be one value that is divisible by n. This is a property. Right? Okay. Now let's see certain scenarios. Let's suppose we have 2 consecutive integers. 2 consecutive integers. There could be 2 possible scenarios. First one is odd and next one is even. Likewise, first one is even and next one is odd. So if we add both of these, the result is odd or even?
Odd.
Odd. So in case we are having 2 consecutive integers, their summation will always be odd. Now see the case we have 3 consecutive integers.
Is this for consecutive integers?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so if we start with odd, even, and odd. Another case is even, odd, and even. So in first case, we have odd plus even, odd, and odd plus odd is even. So in first case, we are getting even integer as a result. In other case, even plus odd is odd and odd plus even is odd. So if we are having a 3 consecutive integers, and if we add those, the result could be even and the result could be odd, depending upon what is the first integer in that series. Either that is even or either that is odd, right?
If the
Yes.
first one is even, then the answer would be odd. If the
Yes.
first one is odd, then the answer would be even.
Yes, perfect. Now, in the case of 4 consecutive integers, we will use this property in the question. That's why I'm discussing this right now. If we start with odd, next one is even, then odd, then even. Likewise, first one is even, then odd, then even, and then odd. What will be the result of first series? Either odd or even. Be quick.
Even,
Perfect.
Even.
And other one,
Even.
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 the takeaway is that we have 2 odds and 2 even. The result will always be even, right? Okay. Now you can make sense of if when we have 5 consecutive, when we have 6 consecutive, when we have 7 consecutive. When I will show the question, then we will use this property. Okay, the next thing is, how can we algebraic represent the consecutive integers? Let's suppose we have 3 consecutive integers. One way is you represent by x. First integer is x, next one will be x plus 1, and next one will be x plus 2. But the ideal way is, if middle one is x, the next one will be x plus 1, and the earlier one will be x minus 1. So if we add these, if you add these 1 and 1 will cancel out, this will become 3x, right? So whenever you get the question asking for the consecutive integer, try to make the algebraic values in this way. So you can you could have minimum calculation. This could be solved using this way and this way, but try to do using this way, so that 1 and 1 will cancel out, you will left with 3x. Getting my point?
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Yes. Got you.
Okay, so in case of even, first we talk about 3 consecutive integers. Now, if the question asks about 3 consecutive even integers, even or odd integers, right? So one way is we have x, x plus 2, and x plus 4. But you should try to solve using this way. We have x, x plus 2, and x minus 2, so that 2 and minus 2 will cancel out, right? Okay, so let's solve
Yes.
a very basic question. The question is, n is an integer. Quantity A is, this is a quantity comparison question. Quantity A is saying the remainder when n into n square minus 1, this is here, is divided by 6. And quantity B is 0. So what will be the answer? You have just 1 minute to solve this question.
Same, like equal.
Anyone else?
D.
Okay, D. Anyone else?
Equal.
Equal.
It's D.
Okay, so answer to this question is C. The point is, we have integer, right? And we are asked to find the remainder when this is divided by 6. We have expression x n into n square minus 1. Can we write n square minus 1 as n plus 1 into n minus 1? Because a square minus b square is equal to a
Yes.
plus b into a minus
Into a
b,
minus b.
right? Likewise, we have n plus 1 and n minus 1. Isn't these are three consecutive integers
Consecutive integer.
multiplying, right? So the first property we discussed was the product of n consecutive integers is always divisible by n factorial. These are three consecutive integers multiplied, right? So if we divide these by 3 factorial, it is actually divisible. So what is that? 3 factorial. This is 3 into 2 into 1, which is 6, right? So this must be divisible by 6. If this is divisible by 6, the remainder is 0. That's why the answer to this is 0. And as a result, the quantity is C.
One question. Why are we dividing by 3 factorial here?
I'm just giving you example because there are property that n product of n consecutive integers is always divisible by n factorial. And we have here 3 consecutive integers. And 3 factorial is 6, right? So 3 consecutive integer product is always divisible by 6. And that is what the question is asking. Reminder when this thing is divisible by 6. And in actual, this is divisible by 6. That's why the remainder is 0. Quantity A came out to be 0 and quantity B is already 0. That's why the answer is C. Got it?
Okay.
Perfect. Okay. Another simple question. Question states that 3 consecutive integers have a sum of minus 84. Quantity A is the least of 3 integers. And quantity B is minus 28. You have 2 minutes to solve this question. Just solve this question now. I'm repeating the question that 3 consecutive integers have a sum of minus 84. Quantity A is the least of 3 integers, and the quantity B is minus 28. Now solve this question.
A.
B is bigger than
C. Answer is C. Equal.
So we have multiple answers, A, B, C, right? No one with D.
B is greater.
Okay. Okay. The question is saying that we have 3 consecutive integers having a sum of minus 84, right? So we have 3 integers whose sum is minus 84. Right, by doing the way which we discussed earlier, that let's call this
X
x,
equal to minus
let's
84.
call it x plus 1, and let's call this x minus 1. All of these are consecutive integers, right? Now if we add these, 1 and minus will cancel out, 3x will be
Size
minus 84, right?
Yes, right.
Okay, what will be x?
Yes.
X equal to minus 28.
Minus 28 and minus 29.
Minus 28. So what the question was asking, the least of 3 integers. And the least one is x minus 1. So x minus 1 is equal to minus 28 minus 1, that is minus 29. So quantity A is minus 29 and quantity B is minus 28. So which quantity is
B
greater?
is greater. B is greater.
Quantity
B is
B.
greater. B is greater.
Yes.
Oh, sorry,
Quantity
I
B is
forget to
greater.
subtract minus 1.
Only these words can change the whole question. So be cautious.
Yes. Yes.
So one more question related to this. Let's suppose we have 5 consecutive integers. Having a sum of minus 20. The quantity A is the greatest of 5. The greatest of 5 integers. And quantity B is 0. Just solve this question now.
Quantity B is
B
bigger.
is greater. Quantity B is greater.
B.
Let's change this question. Let's suppose we have 5 consecutive even integers now. Now solve this question.
C.
Anyone else?
Trying.
C.
Okay. Now we have 5 consecutive integers having a sum of
No, no.
minus 20.
A is greater. A is
Both,
greater.
both will be equal.
Now let's see what is the answer. We have 5 quantities, 5 consecutive even integers whose sum is minus 20.
A is
right?
greater.
So again, by using the way which we
X,
discussed, if this is
X plus 2,
x plus
X
4,
plus 4.
x minus 2, x minus 4, and this sum to minus 20. Now 4
Yeah.
to minus 2, 4
It would be
cancel out,
5x.
is equal to minus 20. X will
X
be
equal minus
minus
4.
4. And the question
And
was
zero.
saying the greatest of 5 integers.
0. So it
The
both will
greatest
be
is
equal.
x plus
So
4,
will be equal.
right? So x plus 4 is
Zero.
equal to minus 4 plus 4, which is 0. That's why both quantities are equal,
Yes.
right? Okay. There are 3 to 4 shortcut formulas. It is better to remember. If the question asks about the, let's suppose the question is saying that what is the sum of first 10 integers, 10 positive integers. There are various ways to solve this question. I have right now,
11.
see the question.
N into n plus 1 by 2.
What is the sum, or what is the sum of the first 10 positive integers?
N
The
into n
formula
plus
is,
1.
the formula is,
Can we use arithmetic series formula n by
yes,
2 n
yes,
plus 1?
you can use that. But right now I'm just showing the formula. There is a formula for this. The formula sum of n consecutive even integers. Sum of n consecutive even integers. Not even right now. Consecutive integers. Is equal to n into n plus 1 divided by 2. Remember, n is starting from 1, 1, 2, 3, and up to so on, right? The sum of,
And what about the first? What is the sum of first 10 positive integers?
repeat your question.
Actually, I'm asking the formula of what is the sum of first 10 positive integers. Is it
First
10?
10, in place of n, just put 10.
10. Okay, got it.
10 into 11 divided by 2, this will be 5. So answer will be 55.
55.
So this, the formula will be used when you're asked to find the sum of positive integer starting from 1, right? N into n plus 1 divided by 2. This is first formula. Noted? Shall I move forward?
So this
Yeah.
formula is for like sum of first positive integers, like starting from 1.
Starting from 1.
Consecutive. It will be consecutive. Suppose I have starting from 2 to suppose 2 to 11. Then the formula stays the same, right?
Formula will be same, but you have to start from 1. Let's suppose if the question
Yes, yes.
asks you from
No,
3 to 10.
if we do this sum,
Listen. If the question is, you can do some. There are multiple ways to solve this. We will discuss the other ways while solving, while we are in the arithmetic series portion. There are various ways to do. Right now I'm just, because we are just discussing the consecutive integer, that's why I'm showing you a formula. But remember, for this formula you must start with 1, 1, 2, 3 up to so on, right?
okay.
I have a question. What if they give us a series? Suppose the series starts from 2 to n.
Listen. This formula is from 1. Just use this formula and subtract 1 from that. You will get from 2.
Okay.
Sorry, I didn't get you.
Let's suppose the question is saying that you are asked to find sum from 3 to, let's suppose, 10, right? But this formula gave answer from 1 to up to so on, right? So for finding from
Yes.
3 to 10,
So I have to
just use this
subtract the
formula.
last three.
Just use this
I have
formula
to
and
subtract the okay,
yes,
okay.
you will subtract 1 and 2 from this, and you will get your answer.
But when this number become very large, then what should I do for that case?
Okay.
In this case,
That case,
can
we
we
will discuss that case. Yes,
can we do from arithmetic series if the number
Yes.
is missed?
yes.
Okay.
That case, that way is a bit better. We will discuss by solving arithmetic and geometric series, right?
So we can do also, like, we can take the sum till that number using the same formula and also subtract. No?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
but we can do only for consecutive number, not
Yes.
the random number.
First one was
So what
for
is the
consecutive
formula
integer.
for arithmetic? What is the formula by arithmetic expression? Just to know.
N is equal to A1 plus N minus 1 into D.
Okay, D is the change. Okay, got it. So it is applicable for even, odd, and consecutive
No,
everything.
we are discussing for at first we discussed for consecutive positive integers. Now we are discussing for consecutive even integers. Let's suppose the
Okay.
question asks about the sum of consecutive even integers starting from 2 positive even integers, right? To make this a bit simple, the question about the sum of positive even integers. Okay, in that case, the formula will be n into n plus 1. For example, if the question asks you the sum of first 3 even integers, so that will be 2, 4, and 6. If we add these, we will get 12, right? Now by using the formula, the sum of first three even integer will be 3 into 3 plus 1, 4. That will be 12. So in both cases, we are getting same answer, right? This is formula for the when we are having a consecutive even integer starting from 2, 2, 4, 6. Now in case of
What about, okay, got it.
in case of odd integers, the formula is just n square. For example, we have 3 consecutive even integers, 1, 3, 5. If we add these, this will be 9. And question is asking about 3 consecutive integers, so 3 square is also 9, right? In case of even integer, this is n into n plus 1. In case of odd integer, this is just n square. Okay, there are 2 more formula, but though there is no such use of these, but just for a sort of information, if you are asked to just add the squares of integers starting from 1 square, 2 square, 3 square, up to so on. In that case, the formula will be n into n plus
n into
1,
n plus 1 whole square.
2n plus 1 divided by 6.
6. Yes.
This is when you're asked to find the square of integers starting from 1. And in case you're asked you about the cube,
n into n plus 1 whole square.
that will be n into n plus 1 divided by 2 whole square. Right? Okay. So even note this, shall I proceed forward?
Can you repeat that positive even integers? Positive even integers, first 3 even integers. Can you repeat that?
Asking about
Yes,
this?
yes, this one. Yes.
Okay, so let's suppose the question asks about sum of 5 consecutive even integers or 5 consecutive positive even integers, right? Starting with 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. What is sum of this? This is, what is the sum of this?
30.
30,
30.
right? Now by using the formula, we have 5 consecutive integers, 5 consecutive
Five
positive
into
even
6.
integers. So 5 into 5 plus 1. This is 5 into 6. 6, 5 is 30, right? So we're getting the same answer. In
Okay.
case of even, this is n into n plus 1. In case of odd, this is just n square. So just memorize these three, at least this formula: n square for odd integers, n into n plus 1 for even integers, and n into n plus 1 divided by 2 for simple positive integers, right?
One thing.
Okay. Yes.
So the formula you told us about the arithmetic progression,
Yes.
arithmetic series, so will be applicable for all of them, all of this.
Yes.
Even
Yes.
consecutive odd, right?
Actually, what is arithmetic progression? That same value is added. There is a, let's suppose this is 2, this is 4, this is that
Right.
same gap in between, right?
Difference is
And-
same. Difference
yeah.
is same, right?
We are considering the consecutive integers, so the gap of 1 or the gap of 2. So
Yes,
the
they
arithmetic
will be
progression is
2.
applied here, right?
But they will be 2, right?
Yes. In case of even or odd, that is 2, but in case of simple, that is 1.
1.
Okay, so that's a very simple question now. Okay, the question is saying that x, y, and z are consecutive integers. Quantity A is xy and quantity B is yz. I'm repeating the question that x, y, and z are consecutive integers. The quantity say A is saying xy and quantity B is saying yz. Just solve this question.
Didn't mention positive, negative, right?
So answer is D.
Answer is D.
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 Yes, exactly, because we have 3 consecutive integers and they could in multiple cases. That could be 1, 2, and 3. This could be -1, 0, and 1. And if we consider this case, right? In that case, quantity B is greater, right? But if we consider this case,
Yes.
both our quantities become 0. In that case, the answer is C.
0. Equal.
That's why the answer is D. The session will end in 1 minute.
Can we do it like
Listen, the session is ending in 1 minute. Just again join the link and we'll proceed again from where we left.